TGIF, everyone. Hey, I'm coming on here today to do a special video for one of my new friends, Stacy George. Her grandmother. Hi, Monica. This is for you. Anyway, and it's really important, not just for Monica, but for anyone that's on medicine. You need to understand by using CBD if there are any contradictions. The one contradiction that people have discovered, and there is a way around it, is if you are taking medicines that suggest that you don't use grapefruit or eat grapefruit when you're on that medicine. Here's why. The liver has an enzyme, or produces an enzyme, whose job it is to break down prescription medicines and over-the-counter medicines. This is called the CYP450. Now, here's how you get around it. What happens with, and why the CBD makes it difficult. The CBD, when it gets into this enzyme and it meets it, and it's very territorial. It masters that whole enzyme for itself. It's very selfish. But it does so for good reasons. But what happens is, if you use your CBD first, if you get your serving of CBD first in the morning, and then you take your meds right after that, the meds won't be able to get through that enzyme and they'll build up, okay? So you may have an alternative effect other than the normal side effects that you will get from your medicines. Here's how you get around that, is if you just stay on your cycle, take your medicines like you always have, and just be sure to use like a noon and a 6 o'clock as your times to take your serving of CBD. That's what I set up one of my new clients with yesterday. I'm also a reflexologist, so this is a really easy, natural transition for me to be talking about CBD, because as a reflexologist, my main goal when working with a client is to get their body in homeostasis. And when the body's in homeostasis, it can do remarkable things to help heal itself. Now, the quality of the CBD oil is what counts to working to see how effective the CBD can be. And that's why I'm really pleased to be working with the top company in the country, HempWorks, because its oil is pure and it doesn't need any fancy ingredients to spiff it up or to, make the CBD work better, because all those extra fillers do just that. It dilutes the CBD to where it's not even viable. You're just ingesting a bunch of junk. So with that said, let's go over it again. So the liver has an enzyme called the CYP450. This enzyme's job is to manipulate and what am I trying to say? Assimilate the medicines that come through it. And it sends it to the parts of the body where it's supposed to go, okay? So if you use CBD, and you use CBD before you take your medicine in the morning, it's going to master that enzyme. It's not going to allow other prescription medicines or over-the-counter medicines or anything else to come through it while it's working through the enzyme. So what I suggest and what I strongly recommend is, number one, stay on your regular cycle of your medicine cycle. And let's just say you take your medicines in the morning. So you give yourself another 2 hours. So depending on what your schedule is for the day, not missing Let's Make a Deal or one of the soap operas, I don't know what it could be. But I suggest a noon and 6. Those are generally meal times. But here's the other thing. There's so many do's and don'ts with the CBD, but once you find that sweet spot, and once you find the real nice rhythm for it, and you create a habit with it, you aren't going to want it not in your life. I can't go without CBD anymore in my life. And it's not just because the darn oil is a fad. Of course, everybody wants in on this cannabis industry, and if they don't, they're living under a rock. Anyway, it went that way. My thought. I just lost it. Sorry. So Monica, please you should be, number one, you should be really proud of your granddaughter, Stacy. She's doing remarkable things in this industry. And just be really proud of her because she's really changing a lot of people's lives. She's helping people grow and change their lives. And from what I've seen, she's made remarkable changes in her life, and you should be really proud of her. I'm happy to call her a new friend, and I'm excited to see where we're going to go in this industry together. So, what was the other thing I wanted to remind you of? Take your CBD separate from your medicine. Make sure you're drinking extra water. Now, what happens with a lot of people, especially with sensitive systems, like I can consider myself a delicate flower because I was diagnosed with 7 autoimmune conditions prior to starting the oil. And I'm symptomatic of only 2 of those now. So it's helped manage my diverticulitis. I know we're not, in public, we're not supposed to mention conditions or diseases. So I'm just going to do this because this is a private message for you. Diverticulitis, Hashimoto's, that was a thyroid condition from hypothyroidism. It's like a side condition of thyroid conditions. Condition. Anyway, fibromyalgia, that was a bummer. I was diagnosed with that in 92. Hiatal hernia, those are always fun. You ever see War of the Roses? That pain that feels like you're having a heart attack. I subsequently had my gallbladder out and I don't really have the major issues with my esophagus that I used to since I had my gallbladder out, but you never know. And so let's see. And then I have constant ringing in the ears, but I've been a DJ for 18 years and I own bars. So music's always loud and pumping, you know, you got to entertain your clients. So I wish that could go away because it's constant. Some days it feels like I'm flying through space at 37,000 miles an hour, and other days it sounds like crickets. Anyway, and the other malady that I still suffer from is, however, this is better. Being out in the sun. It's like I have an ocular vertigo. It makes me very dizzy. It's very painful to be in the sun on my eyes. So very sensitive with that. But then again, I am Rh negative, and they claim that Rh negative people are very possibly of alien to origin. So we'll see about that. Well, Monica, so please listen to Stacy. She's got all the information you need about CBD. Just make sure that you create a schedule that's going to work for your medicines and so you can accommodate the CBD use, okay? And if you have any more questions, never hesitate to ask, and always here for you. Have a great Friday. Happy Labor Day weekend.